Hello Golden State Warriors fans. We are here once again to bring you the latest news related to our team, and I would like to emphasize how committed we are to improving our performance to achieve great results. Before we dive into this intriguing news, I kindly request you to show your support by clicking the like button, and if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, I invite you all to join us on an exciting journey. Remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything.
Time to move on. Perkins urges Warriors rising star to leave after Game 4 loss. The Golden State Warriors now find themselves staring down the barrel of elimination after dropping their third straight game to the Minnesota Timberwolves. With the series now at 3-1, the Warriors simply couldn't bring enough firepower to pose a real threat, especially with Stephen Curry sidelined due to injury. The Timberwolves took full advantage, cruising to a 117-100 victory and positioning themselves to close out the series on their home court. Jonathan Kuminga, recently praised by NBA legend Dwayne Wade, was the lone bright spot for Golden State. He led the team with 23 points, and without his efforts, the loss would have been even more lopsided. But despite Kuminga's contributions, former NBA player and analyst Perkins believes it may be time for the young star to look beyond the Warriors. Kuminga's journey this season hasn't been easy. He spent long stretches on the bench, overlooked by head coach Steve Kerr. It wasn't until injuries, first to Jimmy Butler, and then to Curry in Game 1, opened the door for Kuminga to showcase what he can do. After dropping 30 points in Game 3, Perkins had previously called on Kerr to never bench Kuminga again. But now, with the Warriors on the verge of elimination, his message has shifted. On social media, Perkins didn't hold back. "I hope Kuminga walks away from Steve Kerr. He's not the right coach for this explosive, young talent. Kuminga needs a real opportunity to shine, and Kerr has done nothing but hold him back." And to some extent, Perkins has a point. Kuminga's Game 4 stats show his determination. 11 of his 23 points came from the free throw line, a clear sign of his aggressive drives to the rim. His energy and athleticism bring something unique to this Warriors squad, especially without Curry's usual outside shooting to lean on. However, there's a glaring hole in Kuminga's stat sheet: 0 rebounds. For a player with his physical tools and activity in the paint, that simply can't happen. It's an area he must address heading into the must-win Game 5, a game that could decide not just the Warriors' fate, but perhaps Kuminga's future in Golden State as well. As the dust settles from Game 4, conversations around Kuminga's future have taken center stage, not just among analysts, but within the Warriors' own fanbase. Social media has been buzzing with frustration towards Steve Kerr's handling of the 21-year-old forward, who many believe has been underutilized for most of the season. Kuminga's flashes of brilliance, his ability to attack the rim, draw fouls, and energize the team, are exactly what the Warriors have been lacking in Curry's absence. Yet, despite these glimpses, his role in the rotation has remained inconsistent, raising eyebrows around the league. Former NBA players like Chandler Parsons and Matt Barnes also chimed in following Game 4, echoing Perkins' sentiments. Barnes, speaking on a post-game show, remarked, "You've got a kid who's giving you everything, scoring, hustle, heart, and he's still fighting for minutes? That's a developmental failure." The Warriors' locker room reportedly remains tight-lipped, but sources close to the team suggest some internal tension over Kuminga's usage has been brewing for months. There's a growing sense that if the Warriors fall short this postseason, changes, both on the roster and coaching staff, may be inevitable. Meanwhile, Kuminga himself has stayed composed in front of the media. When asked about his role and future with the team, he kept it professional. "I'm just trying to stay ready. I can't control rotations, but I can control how hard I play." That kind of maturity has only increased the intrigue surrounding his potential. Several teams are already rumored to be monitoring Kuminga's situation closely, believing he could flourish in a system that prioritizes his development and athleticism. Looking ahead to Game 5, all eyes will be on how Steve Kerr responds. Will he finally lean into Kuminga's momentum, or revert to the veteran-heavy lineups that have left the Warriors flat-footed against a younger, hungrier Timberwolves squad? Golden State's dynasty era, once defined by bold, intuitive coaching and the brilliance of Curry, now feels at a crossroads. And Jonathan Kuminga, whether he stays or goes, might just represent the franchise's uncertain future. Warriors share update on Stephen Curry's injury as Stephen A. Smith sounds the alarm: the dynasty might be over. The Golden State Warriors have provided a new update on Stephen Curry's injury, an issue that's been casting a long shadow over their playoff run. The superstar point guard is still recovering from a thigh tendon injury and is expected to be re-evaluated over the weekend. That timeline leaves a glimmer of hope. If the Warriors can survive Game 5 and force a Game 6 against the surging Minnesota Timberwolves, Curry could return. But that's a big if. Curry's absence looms large. Curry hasn't played since Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals, and the impact has been undeniable. Golden State now trails 3-1 in the series, and their offense has looked disjointed without their floor general. For a team built around Curry's gravity, vision, and leadership, his absence has left a void no one else has been able to fill. Steve Kerr, you don't rush these things. Despite the urgency of the playoffs, head coach Steve Kerr made it clear they're putting Curry's health above all else. Speaking on the Willard and Dibbs podcast, Kerr stressed caution in the rehab process. You don't rush these health decisions, Kerr said. Rick Celebrini has been with Steph every day, working closely with him. They're doing everything right. But it has to be at the right time. Curry has reportedly begun light on-court activity, including shooting drills, an encouraging sign, but still far from game-ready. The Warriors' depth is being tested and exposed. Without Curry, the Warriors have struggled to generate consistent offense. Jonathan Kuminga and Jimmy Butler III have shown flashes of potential, but neither has delivered the kind of performance needed to crack Minnesota's physical defense. This has reignited concerns about the team's depth and their growing reliance on a 36-year-old Curry to carry the load. Stephen A. Smith, we may have seen the end of the dynasty. NBA analyst Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back in his recent comments, suggesting the Warriors' golden era might be drawing to a close. Steph still plays at an elite level when he's on the floor, Smith said. But let's be real, the moment that window started closing was when they couldn't get Kevin Durant back. Now the West is too stacked. There's just too much resistance. Smith went as far as to say that we may have seen the last of Curry as a champion in a Warriors jersey. It's a bold claim, but one that resonates with fans watching their team struggle to adapt. Game 5, do or die. Now facing elimination, the Warriors head into Game 5 with their season, and possibly their legacy, on the line. If Curry can't make it back in time, and if no one else rises to the occasion, the dynasty that once defined an era of basketball could quietly fade into memory. The question remains, can the heart of a champion still beat without its leader on the floor? Warriors enfrentam desafios sem Curry, a jornada pela sobrevivencia nos playoffs. A ausencia de Stephen Curry continua a pesar sobre os Golden State Warriors, que enfrentam uma situação crítica nos playoffs de Conferencia Oeste. Como serie contra o Minnesota Timberwolves a favor dos adversarios por 3-1, os Warriors estão à beira de eliminação. Curry, que sofre uma distancia no tendeo de coxa esquerda durante o jogo 1, foi descartado para o jogo 5 devido ao liceo. A equipe anuncia que ele será reavaliado no final de semana, deixando uma janela de esperança para possível retorno no jogo 6, caso os Warriors consigam estender a série. A luta pela sobrevivência, o papel de Jonathan Kuminga. Sem Curry, o jovem Jonathan Kuminga tem se destacado como uma das principais opções ofensivas da equipe. Com médias de 19, 5 pontos e 3 rebotes por jogo nos playoffs, Kuminga tem demonstrado coragem e determinação em momentos decisivos. Sua evolução tem sido crucial para os Warriors manterem suas esperanças vivas, mesmo diante das adversidades. Diario as. A visão de Stephen A. Smith, OFIM de uma era? O analista de ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, expressou preocupação sobre o futuro dos Warriors, sugerindo que a janela de campeões de equipe pode ter se fechado. Ele aponta que a saída de Kevin Durant e a dependência de Curry, agora com 36 anos, podem ter enfraquecido a equipe. Smith questiona a capacidade de Jimmy Butler III de assumir o papel de principal estrela, apesar de suas contribuições significativas. O desafio imediato, jogo 5 contra os Timberwolves. Como jogo 5 marcado para hoje, os Warriors enfrentam uma batalha crucial pela sobrevivência. A ausência de Curry representa uma perda significativa, mas a equipe busca alternativas para manter suas aspirações vivas. A liderança de Draymond Green, a energia de Kuminga e o acerto coletivo serão fundamentais para enfrentar os Timberwolves e tentar forcar jogo 6. Conclusão, uma jornada de esperança e desafios. A temporada dos Warriors está em ponto de inflexo. Sem Curry, A equipe precisa se reinventar e encontrar forças coletivas para superar os desafios. A historia de franquia é marcada por superecos e momentos decisivos, e este pode ser mais capítulo a ser escrito. Com determinação e acerto da equipe, os Warriors buscam manter viva a chama de esperança nos playoffs.